Hey everyone, it's Mobius Y here, back with another update video. This is about a week late, so sue me. Anyways, just before the end of September there, we got update 2.2, dubbed Strike Force, available on 360 and Xbox One. The Xbox One download was a whopping 25 gigabytes. It was pretty neat. We had a couple German tanks that were added. There were some bug fixes. A rare Russian tank was made available. So I'll just go through the patch notes fairly quickly here. German additions. We're getting two new pieces of artillery, the Wespe at Tier 3 and the Panzersoufflé 4B at Tier 4 for low-tier German artillery. And we also got the Tier 8 Ru-251 Spa Panzer, dubbed the Spy Panzer, at Tier 8 German light tank. Very fast tank. Great scout tank if you're a scout tanker. The BTSV was made available for a certain time. I'm not sure if it's gone right now. I actually don't really check the store. Anyways, we got two new maps on the console version, or the Xbox version. We were given Dragon Ridge and Ruinberg War. Ruinberg, a much asked for map, even though we're getting a war variant with all the building poop all over the streets of Ruinberg. But a very often requested map. And Dragon Ridge, combination of a really really cloistered kind of map, as well as an open side somewhere on the map there. Two new maps were part of the update. I'm sure you guys have played them by now. Returning maps, we've got Lakeville, Westfield, and Westfield Rain finally coming back. I'm really happy about these two maps coming back. I like Lakeville a lot. I like Westfield a lot. Two great maps coming back. Two of my favorites, to be totally honest. So, more specifically, patch notes. New features, all platforms. New voiceover system, now smarter and responds to more triggers to provide you with a more immersive experience. The update added both new voiceover content and improved balancing of voiceover events in-game. You guys may have noticed this. The commander of your tank now, instead of just saying when you're locked onto target, or when your modules are damaged, or you lost a crew member, or you're on fire, blah, blah, blah. Pretty much whenever you're spotted, they say, "We've been spotted," and all sorts of other crap. Focus your attention over here when somebody pings the map. I found that annoying as crap, so I turned off the voice. If you go into the audio options for the game, there is a slider for voiceover volume. I turned it all the way down. And I actually quite like it without hearing the commander's voice now. If I knew it was so, what's the word? If I knew it was a lot more kind of peaceful, I suppose. I would have done that a long time ago, even before this new voiceover system was changed. But I suppose this is a good thing for the newer players, as it alerts them when the map's been pinged, when they've been spotted. So on and so forth. A lot of new little cues and alerts when the commander says something to you now. I guess it's cool for the newer players. Personally, I turned it off. I couldn't stand it. Supplies at a glance above the garage wheel. You wanted it, we listened. The supplies at a glance makes it easy to see what you have equipped on your tanks right from the garage. It will display the ammo, equipment, and consumables currently equipped on your tank. So when you're in the garage now and you have a certain tank highlighted out of the tanks in your garage, there will be a couple little boxes right above your list of tanks. I believe they say ammunition, equipment, and supplies, and it's just a quick glance at what you have equipped on that tank. You don't have to go. You don't have to hit the X button and go into your equipment and supplies tabs to look at what your ammo looks like or what you have for equipment on that tank. You can just highlight the tank out of your garage and take a quick peek. Really nice. Makes the garage much more efficient and streamlined. New maps, Dragon Ridge and Ruinberg War. Already gone over that. New HD maps, Lakeville, Westfield, and Westfield Rain. Really nice. New tanks, the Wespe Tier 3 are German artillery, the Panzersoufflé 4B, Tier 4 German artillery, and the Spa Panzer Ru-251, aka the Spy Panzer, Tier 8 German light tank. Major changes across all platforms. There have been some user interface improvements, new fonts for Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Marks of Excellence percentages available in the medal description. Players who have already earned a Mark of Excellence can now track their progress towards the next one with the addition of progress percentages. The progress will be shown in the stats log per vehicle. Your current ratio is higher than the ratio of X% of players. So you simply have to go into the medals tab on the, you go into the stats tab and check out the medals for a particular tank. And if you have a mark of excellence on that tank, it'll show you how you stack up against the rest of the percentage of the player's base. Ability to exclude options in the tank filter. I suppose this is nice for people who routinely use the tank filter. I don't. That's just me. News will be added to the log upon entering the garage. Major changes to Xbox One. Added a chat volume slider to the options menu, so you can turn down the volume of teammates talking in their microphones. Additional changes, all platforms. Music added to the launcher screen. Performance improvements made to Wide Park and Coralia. AI improvements on Proving Grounds. Based on player feedback, the arcade view camera has been moved further from the tank. Now, what this means is that the third-person camera view, it used to be a lot closer to the tank since about update 2.0 or so. And me personally, I didn't really like that one bit because I couldn't really tell if I was backing into something or what I was backing into. Now with the camera at its farthest zoom setting. I don't know if you've noticed in gameplay lately or ever, but I always have the zoom setting as far back from my tank as possible. It gives me a bit of a better situational awareness to what's going on around me with my friendlies when they're trying to push me in front of enemy fire while I'm side scraping or something. That tends to be the case. It's just nice because it lets me see much more easily around my tank. If you feel the same way about that, cool. If not, if you like the third person camera right behind your tank's turret, that's cool too. It's all up to preference. Angst War standard battle spawn points adjusted slightly for balance. I guess this is a nice thing. If I remember correctly, the north spawn isn't in the top left corner of the map anymore. It's kind of more in the center by the railroad tracks. If you remember what Angst looks like and what the spawns looked like previously. Komarin assault spawn points adjusted slightly for balance. If you can say that the flag was moved. It's not sitting behind a hill anymore. It's easier to get to from the north on Komarin because, frankly, Komarin Assault was a pain in the ass. Updated ambient audio on Cliff, Steeps, and Malinovka Rain. Bug fixes, all platforms. Long store bundle names are no longer truncated. Fixed debug text showing in help screens in Korean. The technical engineer medal no longer overlaps nation progress text in the tech tree. There have been minor fixes to the heads-up display. Retry mission now works for Assault Proving Grounds. The Invincible medal will now be displayed in the post-battle results screen after a player has survived 5 matches in a row without taking damage. The Survivor medal will now be displayed in the post-battle results screen after a player has survived 20 matches in a row. Fixed the Panzerkampfwagen 5-4 emblems menu display. That's the Ram Panzer. The MT-25 Russian Tier 6 Scout Tank properly gains its elite status when the requirements are met. That's nice. I've had that for a long time and it never got elited because of that. Fixed marks of excellence to displays on many tank gun barrels to resolve texture clipping and Z fighting. Fixed wrong voiceover playing when an auto-locked target is destroyed by ramming or fire. The Invader medal now properly indicates the win condition. The equipment window will update correctly when destroying complex equipment. Fixed geometry mismatch on South Coast. The Panzerkampfwagen 4 Osif H now has the appropriate package icon for the Panzerkampfwagen 4 F2 package. Fixed platoon user interface not refreshing when kicking platoon members. Fixed Nistbal's medal description for Class 4. KV-220 collision fix. Damaged tanks in the garage no longer show exhaust effects. The achievement Living on the Edge now properly states the condition necessary to win the battle. Reduced memory usage in Angst and Angst Warp to prevent crashes. These maps have been added back into rotation. That was a bit of a problem for a lot of players. Fixed camera position issue when choosing emblems quickly. Xbox One. A number of HD assets on Xbox One were not matching collision based on the Xbox 360 models, causing Xbox One and 360 to have slight differences. Many of these issues have been fixed in the following levels: Abbey, Cliff, Mines, Ensk, Wide Park, and South Coast. Fixed an out-of-memory crash. Download pop-ups will no longer appear in the launcher if the game had already been fully downloaded prior to launching. Fixed track models and textures for many destroyed state treads. Texture and camouflage fixes to many tanks. Additional animated attachment work to many HD tank models. Geometry, animated attachment, and material fixes to many tanks. Lighting fixed to Prokhorovka Night. Fixed vista in Wide Park and Wide Park Rain. Fixed collision on the lighthouse in Cliff. Geometry fixed to Prokhorovka. Fixed gun clipping on T-95E2. Fixed camera placement on the T-3488 Tier 6 German/Russian premium tank sniper cam. Fixed inscription placement on the Russian Tier 8 IS-3 heavy tank. Xbox 360, the store specials should be available immediately after finishing the game download, the same as Tier 2 Plus tanks and platoon functionality. Destroyed turret fix for the T-29, and the KV-1S got a muzzle flash fix. And that's essentially it there. Although I'm pretty sure if you click around in these empty spaces, you might find a tab that opens up and lets you know that they nerfed the Super Pershing or your favorite tank again. Because that happens every update, right? Anyways, that's pretty much all that's happened for update 2.2. No gameplay here, guys. As always, I recommend if you need more information to help up your game or just want to jump into the discussion, head to the World of Tanks console forum or Xbox forum, I suppose you could say, forum-xbox.worldoftanks.com. A great place to meet people you can play with or just engage in discussion with. As always, this has been Mobius Y. Thank you very much for your viewership, and I hope to see you on the battlefield. Have a good night.